we will start from here. Okay, so what happens over there is, whenever you are writing any of the method, okay, it is best practice that your method should be, not method, your argument should be final. Okay, it is best practice, it is not mandatory. So something like, if you are writing any method, something like public, okay, void test, this is the method name, and you are passing some argument, or you can say parameter here, called int trial. Okay, and you are not modifying this particular trial, then what you should do, it is best practice, will make it fine. Okay, depends, if you are not modifying, make it final. Why? Because if we will make it final, then as we have already discussed, what will happen, you register is the fastest place from where you can get the data, then cache memory, then primary memory. Now tell me where this one will go, cache memory. But if I remove this, where it will go? It will go to primary memory. Then which is fast? Cache is fast, right? Okay, so then what it is best, we will make it fine. Okay, so again, it is best practice. Again, it is, the people you follow, don't follow, it is up to you, but it is best practice. And which is the slowest one? Secondary memory. Secondary memory, and secondary memory nothing but hard disk. Okay, hard disk. So this is the order of your whatever methods which we use over there. Okay, so similar to this, it is best practice. If I go here, I am writing any of the method, then what you should do, something like this. If I am writing any method, private void test, okay, I am writing this method, and if I have some variable here called trial, then what is the best practice? You should make it final. It is not mandatory, again I'm telling. Okay, so that's what is mentioned over there. So value assigned to the variable cannot be modified. A final argument keeps the value that parameter had when it will pass through. So it is best practice, should make your argument final. Okay, why? Because it should be fast. This one I have already seen what is abstract method, the unimplemented method. Okay, so the abstract method is a method that's been declared but not implemented. Not implemented means unimplemented method. Okay, so it is illegal to have so try to understand this very simple concept. Okay, okay, so I'll write to class, you have to tell which is right, which is wrong. Okay, so abstract public class, main class, okay, public static void main string args, okay, system dot out dot ln 100. Okay, and I am writing one of the method, so public abstract void test. Okay, so tell me what should be the output. What should be the output? Sure. Yesterday I told, right? And in school, a 10th class guy also will tell output will be 100. Anybody can. But there should be something. That's why I have written. Got it, right? So tell me any problem in this particular class. Do we have any problem? Output will be 100? No. Okay, why? What? Okay, so let's try to understand the concepts which we'll study now, which will help you out to understand what is it all about. Okay, so the concept is very simple. That okay, so we can't have abstract method with normal class. Okay, we cannot have abstract method with normal class. If you want to have abstract method, your class must be abstract, or in which place we can have abstract methods? Interface. Okay, abstract class or interface, abstract class or interface are the only place where we can have abstract method. But the concept what I am telling is, okay, so abstract method can be there in two places, where it can be interface, or what is the other one? We can have abstract. Okay, so this is not valid. If you want it to be compilation, then what you have to do? We have to make it as a abstract here. Now it is okay. Got it, right? So that's what. Let's try to write this code here. Suppose our class is main class. Okay, and then we will try to make one method called abstract method. And remove it. Then I will try to make this method abstract. See, is it compiling? It is not compiling. What it is telling? Go over there. Abstract method test is type main class can only be defined by an abstract class or interface, any place. Okay, so to make it correct, what you have to do? You have to make this class. Now it is fine. Okay. Do you have any? Okay, this is separate. Means separate, right? Got it, right? So that's what. So we cannot have abstract method with normal class. So we can't have abstract method with normal class. If you want to have abstract method, it must be there where it can be your abstract class or interface. Okay. So this is the thing which you have seen. Now observe very closely. The reverse is not true. The reverse is not true. Means what I am telling is, if my class is abstract, public abstract class main class. Suppose my class is abstract, it does not mean that all the methods will be abstract. Okay, so if you can see here, if my class is abstract, I can have abstract method also, I can have non-abstract method also. So normal class cannot have abstract method, but if my abstract class, then I can have both type of methods. I can have abstract method also, I can have non-abstract method also. Okay, so that's what is mentioned. That's what we can. So note it down. Abstract class can have both type of methods. It can have abstract methods also, it can have non-abstract methods also. But normal class cannot have both type of methods. Okay, it can have only normal methods, non-abstract methods. Okay, so normal class can have okay, so that's what we mentioned. So it is illegal to have even a single abstract method in a class that is not explicitly declared as abstract. Okay, and we can have abstract class with no abstract method. That is fine, because it can have a mix of both of those. Okay, let's look into the second point. Any class that extends an abstract class must implement all the abstract method as a separate class unless the subclass is not abstract. This point, think about this small question. Okay, so public class first class. Okay, this is an abstract class. Okay, and it is having abstract class, and it is having some of the methods, something like public abstract void test. Okay, and I'll have one more method, maybe trial. Trial is one of the method. Okay, suppose I'll have one more method called test trial. So there are three methods: test, trial, test trial. Okay, suppose if I'll write one of those class called public class concrete class. What is a concrete class? Concrete class means non-abstract classes are called concrete class. So there are two types of classes. One are called abstract class. What is another class called? Concrete class. There are two types of classes: abstract class and concrete class. Abstract class and concrete class. So tell me, this is abstract class or concrete class? This is an abstract class. What is this class? This is a concrete class. Okay. Extends first class. So tell me, will it compile? No. What is the problem? What? Tell me what? This one. So this is abstract class, right? We can extend abstract class, no? Okay. Right, you are right. Okay, so you have to write the implementation of all the methods. Okay, So what I have to do? I have to go and write implementation of this test. Okay, so public void test. To write the implementation of test. Okay. Similarly, what you have to do? You have to write the implementation of trial and test trial. Now it is correct. There is no problem now. Got it, right? So what I'm going to say is, if your class is concrete class, then what you have to do? You have to implement all the methods which are coming from your superclass or abstract class. Okay, so you have to define it. That's what I told. Half build building. Okay, so if I am doing so suppose half build building is there, you have given it to contractor, then contractor will have to do all the tasks what is remaining, right? Got it, right? So you have to implement all the methods. Suppose if I am having one method which is already implemented, something like public void implemented method. Okay, you have written some sort of logic here, method. Then tell me, is it mandatory to implement here? No, because it is already implemented, right? But it is up to the contractor. I mean, if he is good, he will do that. Okay, so it is not mandatory, but you can do or not do. It is up to you. Okay, so it is not mandatory, but other three are mandatory. Why? Because those are not implemented, so you have to implement all those. Okay, so you must implement all the methods in your hierarchy. Okay, now again condition is until and unless your class is non-abstract. Okay, so if I'll make my class as abstract, then it is not mandatory. Then it is not mandatory. Got it, right? What I'm going to say? So first concrete class must implement all the methods which are coming from your super from wherever it is coming. You must do them in your first concrete class. So now this one is not concrete. So what I can do? I suppose I don't want to do all those. I want to do only two. Is it correct? Yes, no problem, because abstract method is a half built building, right? So you are declaring that it is not done, so it is okay for you. Okay, but if I'll do here one more class, I'll write public class. Okay, test class extends concrete class. Now tell me, it is correct? No. Why? Because this is a concrete class, right? So it is extending some class which is abstract. Now till here you must define, you must declare these two. Whatever things are remaining now, you must do. You must write the implementation of these two. These two. Got it, right? So what I'm going to say is, the first concrete class must implement all the methods which are abstract in your super class. Okay, so suppose this is an abstract class, right? This is an abstract class. Okay, so it also can have some abstract method. Okay, so something like ABC. Now tell me, will my code will compile? No. Why? Because ABC is here abstract method, then this one must implement ABC also. Okay, so if I'll implement this, then it is correct. Got it? What I'm going to say? So in your inheritance tree, wherever you are writing the code, if your class is not abstract, then you must implement all the methods which are there in super, all those things. Okay, but if your class is abstract, it is not mandatory to write the logic, not mandatory to implement the methods, basically. Got it, right? So let's try to see the example here. What we are talking about is, this is what is this? This is your building planning. This is an abstract class. Okay, let's try to have one more abstract class. Maybe I'll give the A, B, C is the method name. Okay, and A, B, C, D. So there are three abstract methods: get parking, ABC, ABCD. Okay, now I'll go to contractor. See, contractor extends half built building. Now contractor 2 is a abstract class or non-abstract class? It is a concrete class. So what it must do? It must implement all those things. So it must implement all those. Suppose if this class does not want to implement, then what you have to do? You have to make it the class as abstract. Very simple. Now it is okay, no problem at all. Now who will have to implement? The class which will extend constructor to. Okay, so now suppose if I'll create one more class, I'll create one more class called constructor 3. My class name is constructor 3, extends constructor 2. Because it is a concrete, so it has to do. Okay, if constructor 3 also does not want to do, then what he will do? He will just make it an abstract. Then it is no problem. Abstract means half built. Okay, so it is not mandatory to implement all the methods. But if you are making it non-abstract, then you have to implement all the methods which are coming from your superclass and which are unimplemented. All the unimplemented methods must be implemented in your first concrete class. Okay, so yeah, note it down on this particular small concept. Okay, so what is the concept? Very simple concept is first concrete class, okay, must implement all the methods, all the abstract methods coming from superclass. First concrete class, okay, it must implement. So whichever class will be concrete, first concrete class in your hierarchy, in inheritance hierarchy, it must implement. Okay, if the subclass is abstract, if my subclass is abstract, then it's not mandatory. Okay, if your class is abstract, then it is not mandatory to implement all the methods. So you can leave any one of those, or maybe you can leave all those, no problem. But as soon as you will have any of the first concrete class, it must implement all the things which are there in your superclass. Understood this concept, right? Okay. So this is the thing which you mentioned over there. So any class that extends an abstract class must implement all the abstract method of the superclass unless the class is also abstract. So if class is abstract, no need to do. If class is not abstract, you must implement all those. So the first non-abstract class, what is this non-abstract class? It is called concrete class of the abstract class, must implement all the abstract method of your superclass. Okay. Okay. So this sort of question you will be getting many places. So they will create one class, they will make it non-abstract, and they will not define that method. They will not have the implementation of that method. Then what will happen? Your code will not compile. Okay, the compilation problem will be there. Okay, now whenever you will see the code. Okay, so if you are having two words together, abstract and final, this code will never compile. What I told? Abstract and final will never compile. Why? Because so final means what we are telling? Don't extend. And abstract, what we are telling? Please extend. Otherwise it is of no use, right? People cannot stay inside abstract class. People cannot stay inside half built building. Okay. So one way you are telling don't extend, one way you are telling extend. So both are contradictory, right? So whenever you will see those two words together, you can blindly tell that your code will not compile. Okay, so let's try to see here. If I am having some method where we are having half building, so this is your abstract. Let's try to make it final. Is it working? It's not working. See, it's not working. It will never work. It's not about method. Here also just make it final. Is it working? It is not working. Okay. So whenever you will see those two words together, you can blindly say that it will never compile. Okay. So this will never compile because both are contradictory. Okay, other combination is also not correct. Okay, so abstract and static. This combination is also illegal. We will see when we will do static. Okay, it will also not compile. Okay, so if we will go here abstract. Okay, so let's try to make it static. See, is it compiling? It is not compiling. So which all combinations are not possible? Abstract final and abstract static. So those are not possible. Both are illegal. Can I have private abstract? See, it is also not possible. Why? Because you are making an abstract, right? So abstract means it must be implemented by somebody else. Somebody else means your subclass. Now if you are making it private, can anybody implement? No. Private means inside your class, right? So it is also illegal. Okay. So these are the three possibilities. Okay. So the last one, private abstract. Okay. So private abstract. This is also not possible. It is also illegal. Okay. So abstract can never be with private, final and static. Okay. Okay, so that's what you mentioned over there. A method can never ever be marked as both final and abstract. It is not possible. Abstract static is also not possible. Private abstract is also not possible. Okay, synchronized methods. So what is synchronization? Any idea? What is synchronization? What is synchronization? We'll see in depth in our second chapter. Okay, no, not second chapter, multi-threading chapter. Okay, so for timing, just try to understand one of the keyword we are having. What is the keyword called? Synchronized. This is the keyword which you use to make it synchronized. Okay, and what synchronization is, try to understand. Suppose I am having, I'll take this example later no time. For timing, I am just giving you a brief of it. Okay, suppose if I'll go to an ATM machine, okay, and there are two ATM machines, and I am having my one card which I am sharing with my brother. Okay, so now if your environment is multi-threaded, what is multi-threaded? Means more than one thread can work at a time. Means it will be fast. Okay, so most of the banking systems are multi-threaded. Now suppose if in my account, suppose I am having 10,000 rupees, and that account is joint with my brother. Okay, so if we go to our ATM and we will try to do the money transaction together, even my millisecond is equal, then what will happen? If your code is not synchronized, what will happen? I will also get 10,000 rupees, my brother will also get 10,000 rupees. Why? Because multi-thread, na? So same code can execute by both the threads. This is your Tapas thread, this is your brother thread. So both threads will execute together, and both person will get 10,000 rupees. So will it happen? In ATM machine, will it happen? We will try. Will it happen? It will not happen, right? Banks are not that full now, right? Otherwise, this is 10,000. Bank transaction will be maybe lakhs, crores of transaction will happen, right? So now what they do, they use one of the mechanism called synchronization. What is synchronization? Synchronization is nothing but one of the mechanism by which what will happen, only one thread can work at a time. So if both of us will insert our ATM machine, other things are okay. Whenever you withdraw the money, what will happen? It will check the priority of both the threads, whether Tapas thread or brother thread, which is preferred, because I am the primary account holder, so I will be preferred. Okay, so I will go inside and withdraw the money. As soon as I will withdraw the money, then he will start withdrawing the money. Then he will say, no, there is no money. in your account. Okay, so this is called synchronization. So what is, again we will see a very good example we will see in the multi-threading chapter. So for timing, just as an introduction, what you can think, what is synchronization? Synchronization is nothing but the mechanism by which only one thread can work at a time. Only one thread can work at a time. Okay. In your college, if you might have studied one of those concept called critical sections problem. Do you remember it? It is exactly same as your synchronization, where only one person will go. When he is done, then other person will go. More than one person cannot do some task basically. Okay, so it is similar to mutex also, if you have seen in your college. Some red book will be there, right? There will be not some operating system book, okay, where you might have studied. So we'll see that how it happens in the multi-threading chapter. Okay, so for timing, hold on. So for timing, you just think, what is synchronization? Only one thread can work at a time. Okay, we'll see with the example. Okay, so these are the typical interview questions which we can prepare from this chapter. Okay, but don't worry, we will discuss all of those in the second chapter. Okay, the second chapter we will just start it. Okay, so this is your part 2. Okay, so PPT which we are having, I mean, it does not have part 2. Okay, so but I have divided some portion here and there. Okay, so I'll upload it, not upload. This is the latest thing basically. So earlier class, what they were doing, they did not discuss this. I mean, there are few things I have changed based on the market. Whatever new things came now, I have changed few of the things. Okay, so okay, now let's start to talk about one of those concepts called variable argument. What is this concept called? Variable argument. This is also called Var-Args. I'll write one small code. You just tell me what change I have to do. We will remove all the unnecessary code. Okay. Okay, so think here, if I am having one of the class called public void trial is my method name. What is my method name? Trial. Can I call this from main? Can I call trial from main? Can I do this? Sure. Can I do this? Let's try to see. Can I call it? There is some problem. What is the problem? Tell me. First class we have discussed. What we have discussed? Static method can call only static thing. Okay, so it cannot call other things. Okay, non-static. So but this method is non-static. Okay, so if you want to call from static, you have to make it static. Now it is correct. There is no problem. Okay, now try to understand. Suppose if I want to pass one argument from there, what change I have to do in my code? I have to pass some of the parameter here. int I. Got it, right? Now similar to if I want to have something 3, what change I have to do? Tell me. Parameter int j. Okay. Now suppose I have got one more 90. Then again what I have to do? Again parameter I have to write. Okay. Suppose if I have got one more, again what I have to do? Again I have to change the parameter, right? So this is the IJKL. Now let's think I am having so many data. Then what change I have to do? I have to write so many parameters. Got it, right? So number of arguments must be same as your number of parameters what you are doing. Okay, but one concept we are having called variable argument, by which no need to have the number of arguments as same as your parameters. Okay, so very simple, no need to write those parameters. What you have to do is one small thing called dot dot dot, 3 dots, that's all, 3 dots. This is called variable argument. Got it, right? So variable argument. What is variable argument? Dot dot dot, that's all. Only 3 dots. You cannot have 2 dots. No? If you do 2 dots, it will not work. Only 3 dots. I'll go to that. No, okay. Okay. So what is variable argument? What is variable argument? Variable argument is nothing but we use this 3 dot dot dot. Okay. And so what is variable? Sometimes, note it down. Sometimes we are not sure about the number of arguments. Sometimes we don't know how many arguments we will pass. So those number of arguments are defined dynamically. Okay. Then it's better to go with Var-Args. It's better to go with Var-Args. Okay. Yeah. Now second thing is this Var-Arg must always be the last parameter. If you are having Var-Arg, it must be always be the last one. Okay, you cannot have first Var-Arg, then some string, something else you cannot have. Okay, so what I'm going to say is try to understand. Suppose if I am having some string, here, okay, suppose I am passing the string called tapas, then here I cannot have string, it is not working. See, if you are having a Var-Arg, it must be always the last one. Okay, so it must be it should be coming here, it should come here, it should come here, and this one should also go here and come. Now it is fine, there is no problem. But what I am telling, because try to understand, it makes sense. Why? Because see, Var-Arg means you don't know how long you will go. It might go to 100, it might go to 2000. So where that 2000 is ending, you will not be able to find out, right? So that's why what you do, all the normal variable, what you do, you just first normal variable, then last you should make it your Var-Arg. Okay, so this is the thing. That's what I told. Var-Arg must always be the last parameter. You cannot make it. If you will make it, it will give you compilation error. Your code will not compile. Okay, now see here. Can we have two Var-Args? No, it is not supporting. See, it is not supporting. Okay, it's not about this one. Okay, suppose again, what is the problem? You don't know. If you are making it, then how long you are going? You don't know, na? So again, there is a problem. Okay. Okay. Now try to understand syntax of main method. What is the syntax of main method? Public static void main, then string then Var-Gs. This is the syntax of our main method. Now which all syntax are possible? Suppose if I write like this, is it possible? What I'm going to say is, tell me, is it possible? Is it correct or not? Okay, first we'll note down all those, then you tell me which is correct, which is not. Okay, then if I'll remove it, is it correct? Something like okay. Is it correct? No, that's what. So first tell me, is it this one is correct? Yes, this one is correct. This one is correct. It is 100% correct. Why? This is a variable name, right? I can have any name, no problem at all. So what I'm to say is I can go here, no need to have anything. SA, no problem. It should run. It should run, no problem. This is a variable name. Variable name anything. This is the one which is which matters. Okay. Yeah. Now this one is correct. Tell me this one. I'm not making it array. Is it correct?
No.
No. Okay. So let's try to see this. If I'll remove it, I'll run this code. See here. What is the error you are getting? Main method not found. Please define like public static void main like this. So this is not correct. Okay. So this is wrong. Runtime problem. When you run, what is the problem we are getting? Main method not found. Main method not found. Now this one, instead of string I am making it int. Is it correct? Is it correct? Let's try to run it. Again same. Main method not found. Okay, so main method not found. Main method not found. Okay. Now is this correct?
No.
And removing is static. Okay, and we'll make this static Var-Gs. Again same thing, we will get what is the one? Main method not found. Error main method not found. Okay, not static in this one. Okay, not static this time. Okay. Now is this correct? Is this correct?
No.
Sure? Huh? Is this correct? Okay, let's see it. Okay. So what I'll do is I removed everything. Okay, I made it dot. Okay, let's run it. What is happening? See, I am getting out. Okay, so main method you can't change anything. What is the only change you can do is instead of array you can have variable argument. So this is the only correct. This is correct. It will work. In main method you can't change anything. Only change you can do is what you can do dot. Variable argument or array, both will work. Okay, so yeah, note it down. Okay, so main method signature can never be changed. Main method signature can never be changed except variable argument. Okay, so variable argument we can use, no problem. No other signatures are possible. Okay? No other arguments are possible. No other private is also not possible. Nothing is possible. Only change you can do in your array. Array you remove it and variable argument. Okay, this is also very typical question you will get in written test. So this sort of question. Okay, so that's what. So Java allows you to create methods that can take variable number of arguments. Okay, and variable argument should be the last argument in the signature. And only change possible in main method is to change your argument to array to variable arguments. That's it. Okay, all the three concepts which we have understood. Okay, now let's try to talk about one of those concepts called constructor. Okay, so any idea what is constructor? What is a constructor? What is a constructor? Okay, so try to understand. What? Tell what? See, this is a room. This is our room. Okay. Now try to understand if we don't have door. Suppose this door is not there. Then can anybody come inside? You cannot come inside, right? Because door itself is not there. Got it, right? So similarly here also, if you are having one class, if you don't have any entry point, can anybody create the object of that class? No, right? So similarly here also, what is constructor? Constructor is nothing but the entry point of your class. Okay. So what is a constructor? Entry point of the class. Until unless some magic or some jadoo, then only they can insert one, right? Okay. Otherwise no. So similarly here, so each and every class. Okay. So what is a constructor? Constructor is nothing but entry point of your class. Okay. And whenever we create object of a class, okay, automatically at least one constructor gets called. Okay, whenever you create object of any of the class, automatically JVM will call this constructor first. Okay, so there are two types of constructors. Okay, one is called default constructor. Another is called parameterized constructor. There are two types of constructor: default constructor and parameterized constructor. What is default constructor? Default constructor is, it looks like this. Suppose my class is public class animal, then default constructor would look like this: public animal, okay, like this. Okay, and if you are having parameterized, then what now how it will be? Here you will have some parameter and test. This is your parameterized, this is your default constructor. Okay, now there are some rules which are followed for a constructor. Okay, what are those rules? Any idea?
Same name as
Class name. Okay, so what is the first rule? The constructor name will be same name as class name. This is the first rule. Okay, this is your first rule. Now what is the another rule? What is the another rule? It can never have a return type. No return type. Okay, so what is the return type? It's only public int test. So what is the return type of this method? Int. This is your return type. Okay, now if you don't want to return anything, then what we write? We write void. Void is the keyword we use for the non-return type if you don't want to return anything. Okay, but if it is a constructor, this void will also not be there. Okay, so what you understood here is normal method will have void as your keyword as a return type, but if it is a constructor, void will also be not there. Okay, so that's why here if you see here I did not mention void. Okay, so no return type. It can never have a return type. Okay, now so let's try to see here. We will try to do this. Suppose this is your animal class. I want to create a constructor. Then how will you do? Like this. This is the same name is your class name. No return type. Okay, yeah, we'll do this. Okay, so something like animal default const. I'm just making const. Okay, now when it will be called? Whenever we go to our main class, I will comment all those things. Observe very closely how to create an object. Animal object equal to new animal. Now H3 you will create the object automatically. What would be called? This animal default constructor will be called. Okay, yeah. Now suppose if I'll create object 1 2 3. So tell me what would be the output of this code? What should be the output of this code? Will this be printed? Yes, because inside constructor, right? Okay. So how many times it will be printed? 1 time or 4 times? 1 time or 4 times? 1 time or 4 times? One time. Sure? No, it will be printing 4 times. Okay, so whenever you will have new word, automatically your constructor will be called like a new keyword. So let's start to run this code. How many times it is getting called? 4 times. So constructor will be called, number of new is equal to number of constructor will be called. Okay, so anytime whenever you will create object, automatically one constructor will be called. So that's what I mentioned here, right? So whenever we create object of a class, automatically at least one constructor gets called. So whenever you create, I mean here also. So 4 times we have created, 4 times it is getting called. Okay, 4 times we are calling. Okay, okay, got it, right? So 4 times it is getting called. Now we will go over there. So you understood this. Okay, now tell me if I do what. then will it be called? Will it be called or not? Huh? No. Why? Because this is not a constructor. So let's run this code. Nothing will be called. See? Anything we're reading, we're not getting it. Got it, right? Because as we have made it as a void, now this is no more a constructor. This is a method. Okay. So this one. If I'll ask you, tell me, is this a constructor? It is not a constructor. It is a method. This is a method. And how will you identify method? Because here void return type. Okay. So if I will not have this, then it is a constructor. We know this. Okay. But as soon as you will put void, then we will go. Okay. So now one small assignment we will discuss in the next class. Okay. So difference between method and constructor. Very important question. And what you can do, what is this and super keyword? So there are two keywords which are used. One is called this, another is called super. Okay. So before coming next tutorial, just go through those two. We'll discuss in depth. So next class, what we'll do, we'll discuss about this one. Okay, constructor. Then we'll start data type. Okay, what are data types we have got? Byte. Okay, then char. Okay, so all those things will do. Okay,